Hello, this is Pretty Princess Ben doing a quick tutorial or walkthrough on how to reset and set your attributes for heavy armor classes. Particularly for me, I'm doing short sword today. Alright, so as you notice if you hit P, you can open up your character screen, you can hit reset. Every week you get a free reset, or you can use an item, which costs like $1 in the cash shop. It's called a scroll of renewal. You can also use them to reset your veterancy lines on your units. But we'll be using the free reset. We just do that. Now, ideally, if you click this, you can see where your stats are without your points attributed. Like generally, you want to try and get these over 1,000, all three of them. Some people like to do this without the runes in. I do it with the runes in. I find it works just effectively. The reason for 1,000 is because after 1,000 they start to get diminishing returns and it's not as effective. Now, sure, there are some folks that will go full armor and they will be tanky as hell, but they won't necessarily do much damage, which in territory wars you kind of want to be able to clear points and get heroes dead, not just survive. So as you add points, you can see you might have to reopen it where about you have to be. Have to do the math, but there you go. Like with 40 points in, I'm over 1,000, and I can apply points and still have some left over. So then I can go elsewhere. So at this point, you kind of want to decide where you want to go with your damage. Do you want to add toughness for more hit points, or do you want to increase your damage type? Now it's important to know what kind of damage type you want. So like short sword, all your base attacks, which aren't very super effective, are slashing damage, but all of the skills that you should be using do blunt damage. As you can see, blunt damage, blunt damage, blunt damage, and blunt damage. So if you mouse over your skill or attributes, it'll tell you what each increases. As you see, strength increases piercing, armor penetration, slashing damage, and blunt damage. Where agility increases piercing damage, slashing armor penetration, and blunt armor penetration. Now ideally, you want to have your penetration and your damage roughly the same. I'm off a little bit here, like about 100, which isn't too bad. But generally, I like to go kind of heavy strength because it increases my blunt damage, which is big for me. So usually I'll go about 20 because of all my armor. Granted, all my armor is pretty good, and all the runes I have in add to attributes except for my weapons one. And then so that will put me at about 880, and my piercing or penetration is still 860, so I could do a couple more points to get it to about the right point, and then I can drop a few into agility and just kind of go back and forth, keeping them balanced. And then just for funsies, once I feel like I have enough, I'll add a few extra to have some extra hit points, and then you just hit apply. And that's pretty much it, right? Like, depending on your weapon, obviously you'll want to change what damage stat you get, but for most part, I would say, like, getting your armor stats, if you're running heavy armor, over 1,000 is ideal. Thank you for watching.